First, measure your head with a piece of string. And then use the piece of string to measure the cardboard headband. Once you've measured your piece of string, measure it against the cardboard. Make sure you make a mark where the end of the string is, and then give yourself an extra 1.5 inches or maybe more as an overlap. Then to make the cardboard flexible, you need to do something like use your fingers to soften it, or a rolling pin, anything you've got to hand that will squish out the cardboard so that it doesn't bend when you curl it around your head. So it doesn't, as in crease. Of the fact that you're whispering, as if they can't hear you. Make it nice and flexible. And then when it's really soft, then fit it around your head using the lines that you marked where the string went round. Make sure it's a nice snug fit, because what you don't want is when you put the other bands on, you don't want it to fall down over your eyes. And then staple that together. Or use masking tape if you haven't got a stapler. You might want to cover the staples with masking tape, just to make sure they don't scratch. And seal down the other end of the overlap. Lovely. So measure the two pieces that then go one crossways and one the other way, so that you know that you're going to have a band that's not going to slip down over your eyes, and make sure that there isn't a gap at the top of your head and between the top of your head and the cardboard, so that you know it's going to fit really snugly. Make sure you really soften these bits so that they curl nicely over your head and don't bend and crease. Staple on your cross bits of cardboard. And then masking tape over the staples. If you want to, you can really squeeze them in with the pliers to flatten them down as much as possible. You can use the masking tape to really seal things down, give it some strength, and also double up the masking tape over the staples if you need more cushioning. And then once you've got your crosses on, then make sure you staple the two pieces of cardboard together, and then also fit masking tape around the corners to make sure it's not going to come apart. And you can cover your staples at the same time. Obviously, if you're going to be wearing this for a few hours, you want to make sure it's comfortable to wear. Fantastic. So when you're drawing your whatever it is you're going to make, certain things you can add on to make it 3D, like fins, for example, or you can draw them on and then paint them.
Do we use the rolling pin to flatten it, or is it all right?
We will do once it's cut out.
All right, okay. Great.
And then do you want to do the top and bottom fins? It's only the tail fin that's going to be added on as an additional thing. Okay. So the top and bottom ones can be cut as part of this fish.
Okay.
When you've got sort of small detail, sometimes you might want to over exaggerate it just to make sure that it sort of reads so people can see it from a distance. So on a real bluefin tuna, these would be much smaller. Great.
Okay, lovely.
When cutting out, sometimes rather than trying to make your scissors bend, it's easier to cut out sections so that you take it up to points like this and then chop out a section and then carry on cutting around the line. So once you've cut your fish out, and obviously you need to make 2 halves. So once you've cut one fish out, just draw around it, cut your second half out, then roller it all over, really soften up the cardboard, knead it with your knuckles, press it with your fingers, squish it a little bit so that it's really soft and flexible, and then you can give it a bit of a curve so that when you fix it to your headband, it's got a nice shape to it. Yeah, so you're looking at something that has a bit of a shape. And the more you knead it and soften it, the easier it is to curl it and shape it. Then cut out your fin shapes. And also, if you want to strengthen or make sure that your fish stays open, you can put some strengthening bits inside the openings to make sure it doesn't lose its shape. Okay, and then using chalk-based, oh, hold on, let me just turn sideways, chalk-based spray paint. To put it on quite thick, a bit to show up. Next. Okay. And then blend with a sponge. Nice. Lovely. And black and that looks like white, but that's actually silver for the eye. So using a mix of different coloured chalk spray, red, green and black, and then doing chalk marker pen with something like gold, or if you've got brown, just to make the fins stand out. So that's that one done. So if you want to make it a little bit more 3D, you can do things like put a slit in the side and then make a fin with a tab and push your tab through the slit. And then once you've got that in position, you can then use masking tape to stick it down on the inside. Hold it in position. If you've got long staplers as well, you might be able to get a staple on it. And there you go. Lovely sticky out fin. Once you've finished painting and putting details on your fish, then you can staple it around the top, leave the bottom open, and then take your headband and fix your fish to your headband using your staples. Make sure that your fish is aligned and not sort of pointing upwards or downwards. Yeah, so the fish needs to tilt down just a touch like that, yeah. Once you've got it and you know where you want to fix it, staple it on. You could spray the headband as well if you wanted to make it blend in a bit more. Again, you'd want to cover your staples with masking tape just to make sure you're not going to gouge your forehead.
Just simply.
So that side isn't finished, but when you turn around and look at the other side, that's the sort of thing that you've got. So the one that we've made that's still drying, so that's quite a small one, and the one that we've made that's still drying is a lot bigger. So you can see that the difference in size. You can see what that's going to look like when it's curled around. And it hasn't got the tail fin on that one. And that's it. That's how you make a blue finned tuna headfish. Yeah. Okay, and that's the big one, which looks like that. And then there's the smaller version. Oh yeah, you could hold them as well in your hands. Do a whole shoal on your own.